Hello, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is episode 11. In the last one, we managed to crack the surface and get into space. It feels like a bit of a cop-out because we haven't actually started anything in space yet. But, nonetheless, we are in space. Technically. We're venting off our carbon dioxide. We've got some plastic on the go from our glossy Dreco ranches. However, we are having what can only be described as severe stress problems, food problems as well, which I'm hoping will level out naturally, but might be slightly early days to say that. But I mean, we've got loads of egg. And by loads of egg, I mean like next to none at all. But it's a strange one. I'm hoping that a lot of our problems, especially like ventilation problems, can be resolved by themselves. I'm keen to make sure that happens, and I wouldn't say I'm concerned that it won't, because I'm confident it will. It's one of them, isn't it? I think it might be worth getting some Atmo suits set up, but I said for this episode it's going to be mainly a tidy up, and mainly the food problem. So I think I'm going to try and focus on getting those bits right. I'm conscious our oxygen pipe is backing up, which isn't great. I mean, there's an easy fix for that, though, isn't there? We can just drop this in there. I'm only going to use a normal gas vent. And the reason I'm going to do that purely, I don't want it to overpressure this area, because that would be catastrophic. They'd always have popped eardrums like they do now, and that's just unneeded stress. Who's sick? Steve is sick. Okay, I guess. It is what it is. But I mean, this area is cleaned up quite nicely, actually, all things considered. There's a few more bits to do, but our power situation as well, we've got what? Lots of coal, like a ton of coal. Yeah, things are going okay, I think, for now. Yeah. Oh, sweet. So yeah, food is going to be the next. Food's kind of an obvious problem, purely because we don't have a lot of it, but we're also not building any up, which is my main concern. I'm not massively concerned about the lack of food. It's the fact that we're not like building up like a reserve of food, which I would quite like to sort ASAP. Oh, bless him, look at the state of him. Yeah, okay. Low oxygen, yeah, okay. As I say, this bedroom's rough at the moment for them. Have a look for germs. Bits of slime lung. Food poisoning seems to be okay for now, yeah. I mean, this is all food poisoning, this is all slime lung, which we knew. This is all food poisoning, obviously, but they're not eating this water. They are breathing it in the form of oxygen, like, so hopefully we can... That might be okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So I'd say we're ventilating here. At the very least, we're... That's a bit rough. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, we are ventilating out in the carbon dioxide. Putting a high-pressure vent in there has probably done us a whole lot of favours. Because this is just... I mean, it's a bit strange, but space seems to be slowly vacuuming out, whereas I was kind of hoping space would vacuum slightly quicker. But never mind. It will get vacuumed, hopefully. And we do have... I mean, really, we should set this up to a gas element sensor. I think that's the better choice to have there, rather than having it based on a signal, because when I inevitably forget, that could be really bad, just simply put. How are we looking up here? I say, like, I'm reluctant to allow these eggs to incubate. In fact, I'm going to say no. No more incubation of regular hatch eggs, because if we incubate any more, we're going to very quickly run out of ranches for them to go into. Stress is coming down, which is positive. It's now Hassan that's stressed. What's he stressed about? He says, sorry about this. There we go. What's he upset about? I mean, his morale's fine. Yeah, it's standard stuff. The popped eardrums is having a really, really big impact on them. So I think Atmo suits we're gonna need Atmo suits up here, which I'm not pleased about because of this ventilation tube that I've built. Really, I should have built that here. Not to worry, because they can fix it. It's just I don't want to have to do that, but I am having to do that. And the reason that I'm having to do that is when I drop in an Atmo suit dock, it's going to have to drop in there. I'm also going to have to do it with a wire. Otherwise, it's going to be just, it'll overdo it. Will it overdo it? I'm going to say yes, it will. So I'm just going to quickly, just to save myself any chew, strip out this wire. And that way there's no risk. And we can expand the Atmo suits up to here. Because I think we're going to have to really explore into here now. And really sort of get to work on. And actually branching out. Once this is after the food problem is solved. But I mean, to be fair, it's looking good for the food problem. In the sense that we're kind of like... It's been worked on. And... I don't know. Fair bit of omelette, fair bit of barbecue. It's all we kind of need. These guys are doing okay. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Are we doing sweeping wise? Yeah, we've got loads of coal. I don't know. It's a funny one because it's like you don't really want to say for certain that we can get rid of the mealwood. I'd like to get rid of it because it's very expensive on the water. Is it? No. It's not very expensive at all, is it? That's the point. Okay, ignore me. We'll want to get rid of the mealwood. Welcome back. As promised, I suppose, I've been working on tidying the base up. And as you can see, that's going really well. Yeah. Had a bit of a nightmare with the polluted water in the slime biome. It's not like the slime biomes are usually giving me grief or anything. Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, the hatch situation has improved. So we've got like pretty much full ranches around the clock. We have some food. A fair amount of food, I should say. Yeah, everything's kind of going okay for now. Apart from this is chaos. But thankfully, because of the position of the gas pump, any polluted oxygen produced by the polluted water will just be shot elsewhere and out into space, which is ideal, really. I've also got another gas pump going now because I mean, that's kind of really frustrating, but never mind. I'm just going to disconnect this. And then... I mean, there's no point to that, is there? Like, just objectively. Let me just run this gas wire down here. Gas wire? Gas pipe. And then I will cut this off as well. Yeah, that's been difficult, to say the least. Hopefully this all gets tidied up, but I thought it was worth cutting back in just to sort of highlight how horrendous that's been. Yeah, it's not great, but I mean, we're working on it. Got some copper in. We've got Atmo suits in this situation as well. Thankfully, we are looking okay for Atmo suits for now. Still got plenty of coal ready for the coal generators. The coal, I suppose the amount of coal we have is remaining relatively stable. It's not been too bad. It's kind of just hovered around 87, 88. I mean, this is now... I mean, this is really bad now, because this is all off-gassing. I'd like this to be resolved ASAP. Right, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's... Obviously, it's not great, this situation, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's basically going to fix itself very quickly. In slightly better news, stress levels are massively down. We are back within what I would describe the acceptable range of stress for the duplicants. Everyone's kind of happy. Yeah, I mean, the gas situation as well is almost solved. We're having some airflow issues getting carbon dioxide from this part of the base down to where the gas pump is. And on that note, actually, I can just add in a gas pump. And we've already got the wire, like, here for that gas pump. So if I just literally just drop this in there, drop that there, and so long as I remember to cut that wire, we're going to be fine. When they do that, which they will do now, we'll start getting rid of the again, I'll just set up a very quick automation. I just want it to only work if the bottom tile is carbon dioxide. Not the bottom tile, because the bottom tile will pretty much always be carbon dioxide. Gas element sensor, have that tile. Oh, we need more gold. Yeah, that's fine. As I say, just briefly tidying stuff up and trying to prevent bigger issues. At the moment, that bigger issue is still kind of food. But I mean, even then, it's. I mean, this is really bad, isn't it? I'm gonna build another one, and I'm gonna get this done as sort of as a priority. I mean, this is like they're doing treks here, aren't they? Someone do this? Yeah, I mean, things get done relatively quickly, which is just ideal. Why is that pipe blocked? Ah, right. I see. There we go. Sweet. The polluted water situation is... It's not horrendous, but it's also not great. I don't understand why they're not doing that like now. Yeah, as I say, this is going to start causing problems if I'm not really careful. In fact, I should just pop a deodorizer down there. Drop in 2 tiles, 3 tiles. Just do it like that. Get them to do this relatively quickly. And then I can get them to empty back into the pool it came out of. Truthfully, I genuinely don't know how that happened. When I watch it back, I might be able to figure that out myself. But by the looks of it, it was just one of them situations where you're not watching something and it all kind of just goes wrong. But yeah, I mean, things are going okay. Things are... that's going to resolve itself very quickly now. This gas pump is going to work overtime to get rid of the... yeah, we need gold for that. We've got gold. Yeah, perfect. The gas pump is going to solve our duplicants not sleeping. Because I quite like that. I mean, that's obviously fixed now, actually. Perfect. Okay, so I'd say we've done okay this episode. I think we're definitely on our way to being tidier, maybe. Obviously, this is still not great. But I mean, we've worked with it. Yeah. Got a sage hatchling. Just waiting for another hatch to die. Is there any elderly? There should be. It doesn't particularly matter anyway. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be time for the wider expansion into here. I'm literally going to excavate the entire biome out, except for that natural gas geyser. I think when you're working with natural gas geysers, it's probably better to surround them before you actually like break through any of the tiles. I am not, obviously not a professional, but I think if you just box it in like that, suddenly you've prevented any possible issues that you could have. Gives you a chance to get a liquid lock in place. So I'm just gonna literally just build around that, and hopefully I will end up with a polluted water pool here, and I plan to just siphon the gas straight off into natural gas vents, generators, and pull them into a big polluted water tank, which will probably sit here. So I'm gonna drop in some tiles. Again, I'm not building out of insulated rock here. Insulated tile, purely because I don't want to. I don't think it's particularly necessary. I'll leave some space there for a ladder, because I think I'm going to need a ladder on that. But yeah, I think it's like, we're getting to the point where you've seen me do this hundreds of times. So I'm not going to bore you with it in painstaking detail. So I'll drop some plans in, and I'll cut back to when they're sort of all in and give you an overview of what's actually going to happen. Sweet. So catch you soon. Hello, jumping back in. I've set off pretty much this entire biome to be hollowed out. You might be wondering why the hell am I doing another slime biome? Purely because it's next door, which might seem like a bit of a cop-out. I assure you it's not. I purely just prefer doing it that way. It's easier to expand out if you just go directly next to where you are. We do need to work towards oil, but I think it's just I'm going to want more space sooner rather than later. It's kind of inspired by this electrolyzer, because I'm conscious that this is producing more oxygen than the system can keep up with, and we are using more oxygen than that can produce. So really I want to get like a cooling system set up, and I'm thinking about putting the cooling system itself for the oxygen here. Whether that actually comes to fruition or not, who knows. But in the meantime, I've spotted this neural facilitator. We're going to give it a stinky again. He's going to do that now. But I've also spotted this what will be vent geyser or volcano. But truthfully, I have no idea what it is in terms of what it actually can be used for. So I'm just kind of heading over that way. Oh, cool steam vent. Now, it's worth noting. Oh, sweet. Right, deep dive is long. Class. Worth noting, cool steam vent. Anything but cool. 107 degrees, that is. Is this insulated well? No, not at all. Sweet. Right, well, good thing we've coming up, heading over this way. Otherwise, we would be absolutely stuffed by this steam vent. This thing, despite saying cool on it, it's not cool. It will produce steam at 105 degrees-ish, which is hotter than we need, hotter than we'd like. Basically just far too hot. So hopefully we can also get that boxed off and kind of maintain the temperature of that biome. So yeah, actually it's a really good thing we came over this way. I am glad I cut back in to talk about it as well. Otherwise, I would have missed a really good point. But yeah, this polluted water as well, for some reason they keep running it up and round. I don't know why. So actually I'm just going to disable that one for now. I say disable, I mean deconstruct. But yeah, food, again, we're actually building a supply of food. So it's like, I don't really want to say that out loud. Because it seems like every time I say I've fixed the problem, we get a new problem. But I mean, looking at that, we're doing kind of okay. The carbon dioxide problem is gone. Everything's now okay. We've got a little polluted water, polluted oxygen, oopsie. But it's not the end of the world. Yeah. God, things are just okay at the minute, aren't they? I've got nothing to be stressed about. Everything's okay. No one's dying. Nothing's on fire. Sweet. Well, I suppose that's why we had the tidy up episode, isn't it? So to really focus on ensuring that we don't have anything on fire and making sure everything's okay. And congratulations, we've kind of done that now. Little bit of carbon dioxide, a little bit of polluted oxygen, but nothing that we can't work with. This is all. Why are you just? I see. Right. The reason that they're not going to there is because that's getting vented out there, and when that can't get vented out there, it's just continually getting vented out. Is that backing up? I can't tell. It looks like it is, but I'm not so sure. I'm going to bridge this there. And then that will make that a priority, and that will solve our small oxygen issue there. But as I say, I think we're doing well. And I'm aware, it's probably worth, now would be a good point to know, 11 episodes in, if you are the one guy who sits and watches these all through. I'm not taking another tube. If you're the one guy who sits and watches these all the way through, worth noting that I am not particularly good at this game. There are people who can do way more than I can with way less, but I am hoping that I'm giving at least a rough guide of how a normal person, and that's strange to say, but a normal person approaches these types of problems, like the food problem. And I've got 10 duplicants. I know for me, when I first started playing this game, one of the first things I was how many duplicants do I need? How many should I get? I've got 10, because I wanted 10. If I wanted 11, I could take another one. That type of thing. It's not a hard guide on how you should play this game. I have found while playing this game, the best way to play it is however makes you the happiest. And in my opinion, that's by maintaining good control of all of your different areas and making sure that nothing gets flooded, nothing overflows, there's no sort of polluted water mishaps leaking into places where polluted water shouldn't go. What I've actually done there, I've actually created a liquid lock. Intentionally, of course. That was exactly what I planned to do, and that's why I can mop it up as well. If I just hollow that out and it'll fix itself. I mean, I was hoping that this would all kind of just filter in everywhere but my base, but never mind. We'll drop in a tile, and then this'll all sort itself out, really. That's the plan. But it's a liquid lock. It's going to produce polluted oxygen, but I don't care. I'm less bothered about the gas makeup. I'm more bothered about the temperature, and that'll be maintained by what is now liquid lock. Conveniently as well, I've managed to contaminate our lovely cool steam vent. It's now got some polluted water. Depending on how hot it gets in there, the polluted water will evaporate, which would be good. But I meant, because it's coming out of steam and it's immediately condensing. When there's if we've got a proper steam vent somewhere, I'm kind of worried that we do. Which is kind of why I'm wanting to see what this is, because we've got the copper volcano that is erupting, and this is why we insulate. Just simply put. Otherwise, you end up in situations where you've got molten metal and molten. We've got 50 kilos of steam there. Yeah, so that's a base killer, in my humble opinion. It's not actually a base killer, because the amount of heat in this box spread across my entire base, it's a very manageable amount of heat. But I'm glad I boxed it in, truth be told, because look at the state of all of this. But I mean, we have got a fair bit of copper there. As soon as we can figure out how the hell we're going to get it out of there. That'll be a job for a long time away. I'm thinking 10, 20, 30 episodes for that one. Because that's a stinker of a job, really. But yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry. But I think we're getting somewhere with this. I'm glad we took the time to tidy up. I think I'm trying to do, like, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I'm trying to do like a lesson per episode. Like one big like thing to take away from the episode. Last one was how to manage a gas crisis. As in just stick it all out in space and hope for the best. The industrial bit was, how to effectively manage your power and your shipping and, how to decide what goes where and how long it takes to get there. This one, take the time to tidy up. Just take the time to have a big sweep up and solve some problems. Yeah, the omelette situation's improved quite massively, actually. It's still not perfect, but I drop in another ranch, maybe another 2 ranches. We'll be laughing. But that'll be for the next one. What have we got here? And then I'll end it there, I think. Cool slush. Minus 10 degrees. Polluted water. That is fucking brilliant. That's sweet. Class. Right. Well, the good news about this is just gonna... I mean, that's cooling. That is literally cooling. This is just gonna do my cooling. I'm not even gonna box that in because I'm quite happy with it. Oh, God. What a time to be alive, guys, eh? Jesus. I am unbelievably... I am excited by this geyser. And one day, this geyser will be tamed. Not today, but one day. Oh, God. Gee, I can go to sleep happy tonight. God, it'll be... What, Thursday when this comes out? I want you to know that there'll have been at least 2 good nights of sleep motivated solely by this cool slush geyser. Oh, sweet. That's just going to cool everything down. That's literally free cooling. Oh, sorry, again, rambling. Yeah, just a tidy up episode, very calm. If you... I may have probably said this at the start, but if you're going to skip an episode, this was probably the one to do it, because I mean, it's been, as far as I'm concerned, relatively boring. Hasn't been boring to record though, especially with this cool slush geyser. I'm not going to shut up about this. Should we name him? Call him Geezer. Geezer the geyser. Oh, sweet. Right. So, anyway, yeah, thanks so much for watching. I do really appreciate your time, and if you want to leave a like, feel free, or a comment. I mean, I couldn't stop you leaving a like, so maybe just do that. Might be nice. In the next one, poof, it's a good question what we're going to do in the next one, because they're kind of just going to tidy all of this up, and I'll do this off camera, because Jesus Christ, it would take ages if I sat and recorded this. I don't even have the storage for it. But they're going to tidy all of this up. I'm going to let him do that with a cool with geezer. And it might be time for oil, you know. I mean, I've been saying this for a few episodes now. Like, when are we actually going to go for oil? But I think we're getting there. Like, we're quite comfortably as well. I think we're doing okay. I'm just going to set these to full so they do everything else first. And, you know, get rid of all of this shite. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. But I think oil will be the next kind of big hurdle. And I think that'll involve loosely going down this channel. I think this is going to be the channel of choice purely because there's now 2 liquid locks. So this entire space is boxed in. Geyser will provide natural cooling when I can be asked to set it up properly. So if it ever gets too hot down here, we can kind of fix that. But I mean, we've also, slightly unrelated, but it has been ongoing, fixed the ventilation system in the base now, so now it should never really ever get unbreathable. If we look in the oxygen overlay, the only bit that is unbreathable is this bit, which is carbon, and then there's a bit of polluted oxygen, but I mean, it's fine. Yeah, we're doing okay. So yeah, no, anyway, as I was, again, rambling, as I was saying, thanks so much for watching. Please do leave a like, and a comment, and subscribe if you fancy it. If you don't, that's also not fine. Please, please, please do it. You don't know how much I get like £1 billion per subscriber. At least that's what I've been told will happen when I monetize, which I can't yet because I don't have enough subscribers. Never mind. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.